Yes, people. What is happening? Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome back to the Friday debate show. We are here. We're live again. Big up to everybody who's watching. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go and follow everyone on here. Never a foul. Trafford Tunnel. Man like Kaz is in the building. And obviously Devils, Danny the Devil Detail, and obviously Adam Man Red. But let's introduce the guests one by one. Kaz, how you doing, bro? Everything good?
I'm doing very well, alhamdulillah. And all I can say is Assalamu alaikum to my fellow Muslims and all that. And obviously salam to the rest of you guys, man. I hope you're all having a blessed Friday. It's a great day. It's a very good day. And I'm ready to be I'm nearly ready to be shameless. I'm nearly there.
Listen, we're here for it, man. You gotta just, you know what I mean, embrace it, man. If you want to be shameless on this channel, you do it, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we had experiences of that and it didn't go well. But listen, it is what it is. Adam, it's good to finally have you on, man. It's been a while, man. New settings as well. It's just a new office.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad to be back, moving to a new apartment and stuff. So it's been very busy the last few weeks. So I'm settling. I think starting next week, I think I'll have my own space and everything will be good. So, and a pleasure to meet you guys. I don't think we've ever met. So cheers, man.
No, we never met. You know what? We just talked about you literally 2 seconds ago before we went obviously live and everything. He's like, you know him. I know you. So it's good to meet you, man.
Come on, man. Man, like Danny's on the sofa, man. He's chilling. What are you telling me?
Listen, Adam's being nice. It's never nice to meet Cass, man. I can't.
Alright, what you doing, man? Just because you come and show up on a Friday with your fresh trim, I can see you, bro. I can see it. I see you.
You know what? It's the same trim. It's just still looking fresh, isn't it? Shout out to my barber.
Come on. We love to see it, man. We love to see it. But yeah, man, listen, we've got a lot to talk about, man. We got to talk about there's multiple deals that are happening for Man United now. We've got to talk about the Lisandro Martinez deal, but let's just touch on the breaking news that came recently, and that is Christian Eriksen has finally completed his medical and he has joined Manchester United. He is a Manchester United player and he's come out and said United is a special club and I can't wait to get started. I have the privilege of playing at Old Trafford many times, but to do it in the red shirt of United will be an amazing feeling. Danny, man, a lot of people are apprehensive about this deal in terms of are we getting the best version of Eriksen? What's your feelings, bro? How you feel about his signing?
I think he's going to be a useful player for us. It's a free transfer. The wages aren't crazy, so the accountants and the fan base can chill out and relax. Listen, he's a quality player. He's coming in with low expectations, in my opinion, as well. So, and you know what? Watching that game today against Melbourne, sometimes, like, listen, when you look at the teams that we're trying to chase, Liverpool and City in particular, right? We know they've got the pretty football down and their system down. But the amount of games I watched those two teams, the system's not working. A good quality box goal, good quality cross goes in goal. Football's a simple game sometimes. And Eriksen is someone you can bring off the bench or even start in the Europa League. You come up against low blocks like we saw today. And what you need is sometimes the intricate stuff's not going to work. You just need a good quality run and someone who's going to find that run. And Eriksen, for me, he's proven he's that player. He's that player. So, yeah, no, I think he's going to be a useful signing for us.
Absolutely. Adam, technician, today, I don't know if you've seen the game today. I don't know what time would have been in your... Listen, I don't blame you. In Canada, what would it have been? What time would it have been?
5 a.m. 5
a.m. Yeah, crazy. But did you catch a little bit of the game in terms of what we were missing? And I feel like for me, people that say we don't need Eriksen and whatnot, we need that little final pass, the final, the intelligence play to know when to play the ball, to know when to just, recycle and start again all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Just that intelligence for me. Eriksen's going to bring that, and it's going to make other players play better as well, which we need.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. I agree with what Danny said as well. And I just think it's a good signing. Like, we had players that left, the Pogba, the Martinez, and we need good players in. So if he plays better than the other players that are ahead of him in the squad, and he takes their place, fine, so be it. So may the best player start. And if he's a good player to come in and whip that good, I think that's a very valid, good point as well that Danny made. He has a very, very good cross on him. Sometimes he just needs that one ball and someone to get on the end of it, and that's it. You score a goal, and then you force the opposition to open up more because they need either to get a draw or something like that. So I actually agree with what both of you said, and I'm very happy with the signing. I don't think we're getting, of course, the best version of Eriksen because of age and health and everything that happened to him, but I still think he's a very good player. And every time I watched him the last season, I thought he was a good player. Very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Alien Tello, big up to you, bro. Iqbal and Savage are ballers. Great future ahead. We will talk about them as well. And then it's not a show without Zayn Miasi. Well done for beating a pub team. Eriksen, bring him on. Partey, Xhaka will handle him. Zinchenko incoming. Listen, big up to Zayn Miasi for the super chats. But listen, you're waffling there, man. Kaz, what are you saying, bro? Are you excited by this deal? Christian Eriksen is a Man United player, man.
Yeah, man, very excited. But first, before I do that, there's about 400 man in here. Smash a like for Sai, smash a like for Devil and Adam, man. Giving you great content at time in this heat, bro. So it's all good and love. So do that. But of course, I'm excited. But this just means less time for McTominay, yeah? And that gets me more excited than Eriksen himself. So let me talk a little bit about that. Eriksen changes the whole dynamic to our midfield alone. Do you understand? A little bit. Whether it don't matter, you can play the 8 or you can play the 10. I reckon he's going to come in as the 8 more time than a 10 because I'm going to go off the basis of what Erik Ten Hag said about Donny being his best position is the 10 and arriving late in the box and doing his stuff in the final third, etc., etc. So that makes me think that if De Jong comes, him and Eriksen will battle out more for the 8. Bruno and Van der Beek will battle out for the 10. And don't be surprised if you see Fred, hopefully not McTominay, but Fred and somebody else, maybe a Ghana or something, because I don't know if this club has got the sufficient tools to get ourselves a DM for next season. But you know what? If that's the case, I'll be happy for that for this season. And I won't complain too much, but I will complain because we've been told about a whole new Man United. But on the Eriksen alone, it brings a whole new thing to Man United, and I'm very excited. And it's kind of overshadowed the whole Martinez thing because it's been going on for so long. I think every Man United fan feels a little bit flat from that signing alone. Obviously, the Eriksen thing went quiet, and all of a sudden, boom, he signs today. Which, weirdly enough, I made a prediction yesterday, so I feel good about saying I told you lot so, innit? So I said he'll probably sign. Don't be surprised if Martinez and that signed today. So I'm happy about that.
Absolutely. Smile here says Eriksen is currently United's best midfielder. Good shout there. Good shout. Danny, I've got some stats for you, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if you want to break this down for us. This is Eriksen's impact last season. What we saying, man?
Okay, I was going to say, I hope it's not FB ref. You need to sue us for FB ref. I'm not an FB ref guy.
This is FF Scouts.
Yeah, I'll be honest, bro. Stats need context, man. I'm more of a...
This is last season. This is last season.
You know what? Expected assists, that's pretty high. Expected goals? Okay. Attempts. Yeah, listen, man. Stats need context. Start 10 game, create 5 big chances. That's pretty good, actually. The big chance created stat, that one is certified. People don't like the chances one because the numbers can go crazy, innit? That's how Bruno ends up with like 100 chances created in one season. But the big chance, those numbers are pretty accurate. So, listen, he's going to be an impact. I think he's going to make an impact. Like, there's no doubt. There's no, like, the type of quality he has doesn't disappear because of fitness. It doesn't disappear because of fitness. What's good about him is the way his foot interacts with the football. It's as simple as that, innit? And he ain't lost that. One thing Cass said, don't forget, he can play right wing as well. Don't get it twisted. He can play right wing as well. He's an intelligent player. So, yeah, no, listen, like all of you have said, man, he's going to be a good signing for us. I don't see how this is a loose. I don't see how this doesn't work out well. If this doesn't work out well, we're cursed. Like, we're cursed. Because, like, this is free transfer, not crazy wages. He can play in multiple positions. Win the Europa League, you know, he should be a useful player, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Was he going to say something then, Kazo?
Yeah, man. It's just like, I forgot about it. I actually didn't forget about it, but it just reminded me, like, he can play right wing. And we seen Sancho there cooking, innit, on the right. And if it don't work out for Rashford on the left, then that could just mean Eriksen can also take up that left wing spot as well, or the right wing spot. It makes sense. It's there, but does that mean we're not going to sign a winger? I don't know, but it's good to have a player that can play multiple positions and do it to a good standard.
Yeah,
that's what
facts, 100%, man. Shavam Gosh says here, Iqbal. We've got some breaking news there. Iqbal and Savage were close in last 2 games. The last 2 games. This proved technical, intelligent players have a football IQ with the work rate will always outshine players with just pace and passion merchants. You know what I mean? This is what we want to see at the minute, because at the end of the day, we need to see some. I think the midfield area for me is the weakest point of Man United. You could talk about centre backs, you could talk about everything else. For me, even the midfield right now in the preseason, I'm still like, I'm just uninspired, man. I'm just not like Fred's trying. I don't have an agenda with McTominay, but I still think he's doing the same things that he was doing last season in terms of he's trying to vacate a position, but I still don't know what he's trying to do in that position, if that makes sense, Adam. Like, I don't know. And I just feel like for me, adding a bit of quality, at least if you're going to do something, Eriksen might do it better. And that's what I want as a fan. I want someone who can do what he's doing, but better. And that's what he's going to give us.
Yeah, but I couldn't watch the first 2 preseason games. I just got the second half against Liverpool, so I don't want to talk too much because I haven't watched them properly. So I really don't want to say this play was good or this play was bad and this and that. I I don't like McTominay, and I think the midfield is weak. And I think as much as I very much agree that we need full backs, I think 2 centre backs and at least 2 midfielders were probably more urgent. And that's before Ronaldo leaving or him making moves. Now I think we need a forward as well. So. I hear what you're saying, and I would not be happy with the transfer window if we get, for example, Martinez, Malacia, Eriksen, and De Jong. I think we need another midfielder. Well, I think it's very important to get at least another midfielder in. Tielemans, Ruben. I would love Ruben Neves, but Sangare, people talking, anyone that can play in midfield, put another body in there, because one injury and then you have to make do with Donny van de Beek dropping in midfield. He can do it. It's not optimal. Eriksen can do it, but it's not the best as well. And then you have McTominay and Fred, and they played way more than they should, those 2. So I hear you. I agree with you. And just sometimes some players, we just need a new page, to turn a new page, a new era. Some players need to go just for us to come into a new era. Like McTominay, Lingard, Mata, Pogba, those players, they're players that I rate, but maybe it's just time to go so we can do. Smalling was the same. We need to go to something else. And I agree with you. Another midfielder is pretty much needed.
Absolutely. Smokey says here, what do you expect from the both signings? Because they look like they're good in a Farmers League against teams like NEC. The Premier League is different, broski. Like, there's a lot of salt in this. I tasted the salt in there. Did anyone taste the salt in there? You know what I mean? I thought I was in a steak shop, man. You know what I mean?
Maybe he's an Arsenal fan, innit? And
let us know what you fan you are, man. You don't have to send a super chat. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? The problem with the midfield is that it lacks quality. I don't want McTominay playing an advanced midfield role. Doesn't link up play in close spaces. That's from Nate H, man. Dali, I always feel like you've got another different answer to that. You're going to oppose it, but can you oppose that? Can McTominay?
No, listen. I just defend McTominay because I think he gets too much abuse. Like,
but then you do that with Maguire. You do that with everyone. Are you just kind of like counteracting everything?
Yeah. No, I'm just difficult. I'll defend on the Saka if I need to. You know what it is on a real. It's just like the problem with him is what he wasn't born with, innit? Like, so that's why I don't get onto him. Like, the type of talent I want from him, you're born with it usually, and he's just what he do. He's got the right attitude. He works hard, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think Ten Hag's gonna have a use for him. Like, McTominay. Honestly, I think Eriksen, whatever Ten Hag was planning with De Jong, Eriksen coming in. If De Jong don't come in, trust me, Eriksen gets elevated 2 more games.
I know.
You know what I'm saying to you, Donny.
I think that's a bad thing, though. It
is, but Donny may have to fill in a deeper role as well. If De Jong. That's why
Donny, man. People are turning on him, man. People are turning on Donny, man.
Those people, agendas, innit? Agendas. They'll see.
Nah, man. Be patient with the man, bro.
Yeah, of course, only 2 games, and he played like 45 minutes. Keeps changing the team. I need to see a full team for 90 minutes now. Over 60
exactly.
Minutes. But McTominay, just, do you know what it is? So Adam didn't see the games. What will become clear, if it isn't already, is Ten Hag doesn't really play through his midfield in the way people will expect. To be honest with you, when they call him a mini, he doesn't play through his midfield like that. You saw that in the first game against Liverpool in particular as well. His midfield is sometimes, especially if he leaves one in there, they're just a decoy. That's all they're there for. They're a decoy. Then the other central midfielder has to drop deep and actually affect the game, link up with the centre backs, make a free, etc., etc. I mean, they can't do none of that. And in the advanced positions, like that person said, the intricate stuff, he ain't got it, man. He ain't got it. He's going to play like 12 games, so that's what he should be playing. And if we're being honest, he should be playing for Villa or West Ham. I promise you he'll bag 10, 12 goals for those teams. Because of the way they're going to get space, he can push it into space, run, he'll have freedom, we have a defensive midfielder next to him, because Man United seem allergic to defensive midfielders for some reason. So that's just the reality. Ten Hag's not
well, you never know though. What about this guy coming now? He's here. Lisandro Martinez is on his way. Kaz, man, he excited, man. Here's Lisandro Martinez together with his agent flying to Manchester. Deal completed. Club announcement to follow soon. Contract signed until 2027. Man United are set to unveil Lisandro on the third. I think he's got it wrong there. A third signing after Malacia and Eriksen, man. So yeah, man, he's on his way, bro. He's on his way, man. Like,
bro, I got excited. I got excited yesterday when I saw my man's personal chef doing what he was doing on Instagram. So my excitement's kind of toned down a little bit. But don't be surprised if this man becomes a fan favorite. You know, from the get go, this man hits hard. He don't shy away from a challenge. He can jump as well. Like honestly, it'd be good to see something because you know what? Now the 3 seasons going on and on, I really want to see what happens now if Bailly does push on with his fitness and shows what he can do. And see how well Lindelof keeps carrying on, because I wouldn't be surprised if Lindelof goes down that pecking order according to this pre-season. Because if this man comes in, all the centre-backs we got want to start. So who's going to get dropped or who's going to get sold? Because no one's going to try to do a Phil Jones role. I promise you that. No one's going to be fifth choice. You have to be a youngster to be fifth choice. So someone's going to get annoyed at some point and you're going to have to get rid of them quick. And right now, Eric Bailly is making a massive case, even though he's not even in the first lineup, you could say, and still doing his thing. With Tellez. Even Tellez is making a case for centre back, but keep that man away from my club. Tellez needs to go, but Lisandro Martinez, I'm so glad he's coming. Got a hard-hitting Argentinian, and I hope he hits the ground rocking, you know, and just shuts the doubters, man, because of his height kind of situation. It's a new era of football coming through as well. Doesn't matter what height you are at centre back these days, man. It's happening all over the grid because people are just unaware of it. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to get an angle. So
it's true. It's true. Yeah, the same way we get your centre backs. Yeah, it's the same way we get your strikers that are in a different era now, where they're more kind of like, what would I say? They're not the traditional strikers anymore. Maybe we're getting this kind of new era in it. Like, let's see in it. Big up to Shavam for the super chat. To be honest, Maguire is not actually rubbish, but his attributes would suit more of a low block system, like the one of Southgate, Jose, Oli, not possession based high line system that Erik ten Hag, Klopp, and Pep Guardiola. You know what? I get that, but I think also, I'm not gonna lie to you, I think it's just the end game now for Maguire, man. We'll talk about it a little bit later, Shavan, but nice one for reminding me about that one. Adam, Lisandro Martinez, man. The actual question of the topic was meant to be: is he a starter for Man United? Because of the fact what you see today, a little bit of glimpses.
I think all the places in the starting 11 are up for grabs. Basically, if I'm being honest. Like, we are just coming back from an absolutely shocking season where players, both attitude and performances wise, it was terrible. I think Varane, Bailly are 2 best centre halves, and I like the look of this guy Martinez. To be honest, that is an exciting signing to me. Really is.
You think so?
Yeah, and I don't think maybe he will start straight away because, of course, new signings. When is it? 24, new country, everything. So, and Maguire is the captain. But to be honest, Maguire is not the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th best centre half at the club, if you ask me personally. So, and Lindelof isn't the 3rd best as well. So I have Varane, Bailly, and now Martinez all ahead of those 2. It's just based on defending, if we're being honest, like based on defending, who defends better? And now it feels very obvious that Erik ten Hag wanted the centre half. Like, we were linked with Timber and Martinez. He wanted the centre half, and as Danny said, the way he plays is not necessarily entirely based on the midfield, but you need your centre half to play a very big role, and your fullbacks to. If midfielder is not a big priority for Erik ten Hag, except from De Jong. That means fullbacks and centre halves have to be. That's just logically. So if he wants only De Jong and the priority is left back and centre back, that means those 2 positions are really important to him and to the way he plays, just from a logical perspective when you try to break it down. So that means if Martinez does a better job than Varane or than Maguire, then so be it. because at the end of the day, we want Manchester United winning. So I wouldn't be surprised if it comes for, I don't know, half of the season, we start to see a very different centre-back pairing than what we expected. I wouldn't be surprised if it's, for example, I don't know, Lindelof and Martinez to the rest of the season. And maybe that's our best pairing. Who knows?
You know what? Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Danny, what do you reckon in terms of today? By looking at the context of today, the high line, they got exposed a little bit. Is that why we're getting Martinez? Because of the fact that he can maybe deal with the pressures of playing there? It's that feeling. You've got to be confident in the way you play. You've got to have that swagger, that style. He gives you that, Martinez. He might have other vulnerabilities that we might not know of, that he might get exposed, but it gives you that confidence. And I think Ten Hag's looking for people that can go in that system and be confident in that, you know?
Yeah, more so even the first game in particular. Today, to be fair, Lindelof and Maguire, they picked up in the first half, to be fair. They were okay. But I just want to give you that in it so people understand, yeah? So Lisandro Martinez, last 2 seasons, yeah? I'm just going to round it up, in it. 14 progressive passes per 90 minutes, yeah? 14. Yeah. You go to, oh shit, you know what? No, hold on, Saeed. I can't give man fake stats. Hold on. It's not true.
Oh, hey, listen, Danny. Your reputation's on the line here.
Hold on. Let me make adjustment. Sorry. So it's 13, not 14. 13, because I saw a number, I was like, he's not that high. 13, yeah? That's what he does per 90 last 2 seasons. Next 2 in our team, to compare it to our centre-backs, Bayer, Maguire, 8. So you just do the math. He's playing 5 more progressive passes per 90 minutes. Even key passes, he's averaging 2 per game. These men are barely averaging 1. All of our centre-backs. All of them. Lindelof has the ability, but he's not proactive. Varane, if he wasn't agile on the ball, he'd be shit with the football. Because I'm just going to be blunt. If he wasn't agile and able to swivel and do things, he'd be screwed. Maguire wants to be that guy. He's proactive, but he takes too many touches, is slow, and he's not agile. And Eric Bailly, as box office as he is, he's gonna make mistakes. And trust me, the way he plays will catch up with him in the long run. So, and
I think with Bailly, if it crashes, it kind of comes down falling. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think
if he makes a mistake, it's a peak one. It's not a little one. It's going to be a big one. So with the way Ten Hag wants to play with the ball, if you're familiar with Ten Hag's recent Ajax team, right? He didn't play through his midfield. He had Alvarez as a holding player who's just a decoy, distracting the front line and just occupying opposition midfields. And people like Martinez, Daley Blind in particular, and Timber, they were the ball progressors. Those 3 were the ball progressors in that particular Ajax team. Not Berghaus, not Gravenberch, who you'd see on the left wing, etc., and popping up in other places. It was mainly those 3. So to what Adam was saying, Malacia's coming, but I think Malacia's going to be more dynamic. I think Adam's probably seen a few things on Twitter. You can already see Dalot is coming inside to receive passes between the lines.
Yeah.
He's not.
Laird did that as well. You know.
He's not coming in inverted, facing people up to play make from like where the centre backs are. He's coming between the lines, and I could easily show you Daley Blind doing the same thing. But Daley Blind is like a Swiss Army knife for 10. Like he did a lot of things. So with Malacia, Martinez, and the way, and you can see Dalot's got a lot of potential with a coach like Ten Hag. If we don't get De Jong, which we have to just realize it might not happen because that whole situation's a mess. Those 3 players are going to become important. And obviously we play a high line. Martinez is quick, he's agile, etc., etc. So, listen, man, he understands Ten Hag's system perfectly.
That's it. And that's what it's about, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Ejiro says here, Martinez isn't a CDM. We need a specialist in that position. And Smokey Setting says, system player, good player. That's my question. Okay, let's go back to that one. Kaz, though, in terms of that super chat before from Ejiro, he said, Martinez isn't a CDM. We need a specialist in that position. What are you thinking?
He's not a DM, man. Go to see how many plays he's actually played at left back and DM compared to how much he's played at centre back. That's what people need to notice. Just because it's been said in the media doesn't mean it's true. And he struggled at left back. Yes, he might be comfortable in DM if need be, but he's not a DM. Now, this is what it's true though. We need a specialist in a DM. And what kind of specialist in particular? So we're going to lack in a height deficiency. That just tells me that Man United, if we do sign a DM, it needs to be someone that's big because you need someone to cover when the corners are coming in from 2 centre-backs. We don't have the biggest of left-backs or right-backs at that. Ethan Laird is kind of tallish, but the low is not good in the air. No, don't even get me started on Wan-Bissaka, bro. Like getting black poles. He sucks. Yeah, he's not bad, but dude, I don't trust him. I just don't trust Delo. I'm sorry, he gets defensively.
I don't
he gets
trust Delo
skinned.
as well.
I don't.
I'm not gonna
You know,
lie.
when there's a defensive situation going on, he doesn't give me the confidence whatsoever.
Yep.
But I do hope he does improve his game, and he does. Well, actually, I hope they all do, not just one of them. I hope they all improve. But at the same time, except for Scott McTominay, he can get out. So, long story short, if we're going to get this specialist DM, he needs to be big and he needs to be strong and he needs to be powerful, in my opinion, because we're getting the Youngs, we get Malacia. It's the introduction of Laird, like another technical baller. You can say all these specialists are good on the ball. Now we need a bit of something that we lack because we lost a Matic, we lost Pogba, we lost a lot of height going in our line. We need that in our line. Otherwise, we are going to get dominated by the smaller teams that want to play the big strikers, notably Chris Wood. So, like, do you get what I mean? So if we're gonna go for a DM, no, Chris Wood will bully us at centre back, bro.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like you want Chris Wood.
Them type, no. Them type of nines will bully us, and it's bad to say. So we do need a DM that's bigger. And I will notably say one name for me that I can think of, Sangare, man. I don't know why we're not really chasing a player like that. It doesn't have to be him, but like that. And Danny, we went through it together. Sangare's progressive balls and everything all together, his forward passing element is fantastic. It doesn't matter what league you're in, it's fantastic. So for me,
absolutely.
Thanks for Danny for that backup. So yeah, man.
Yeah, absolutely. What does he mean by this question, by the way? Smoky settings, system player, good player. That's my question.
Bro, I don't like this whole system player thingy. Bro, everything's a system nowadays, man. It is all a system, bro. You're good at
I don't know what the question is, though.
Because you know what it is? They say if you take Salah out of that system, is Salah a good player? That's just an example, you know. If you take a certain player out of the system, are they really as good as they make them out to be?
No,
that's what they're coming across. But I don't agree with it. You have a good player and you're a good system player, and that's whatever, man. It's what it is.
Big up to everybody watching, man. There's nearly 800 of you here, man. Please, guys, smash a like to the video. Make sure you go follow Never a Foul. Make sure you go follow Trafford Tunnel. Make sure you go follow these two guys as well here, Danny and Adam. But yeah, guys, nearly 800 of you here. Please smash a like on the video. Adam here, Steven says here, no offense, all height is overrated. I only mean if Pep's Barca had Fellaini. But you know what? It's Mascherano, Cannavaro, Puyol. There were many great defenders who relied on other certain attributes, you know, and they're still good defenders. Martinez is actually a good defender, first of all. We're putting too much, stress
disrespect,
on height.
bro. We're putting a lot of disrespect on the league he's coming from as well, bro. It's up and coming new talent, Saeed, man. And you can see it, and I know everyone sees it. Adam's agreeing with it right now. It's a new era of football. People need to. It just hasn't come to the Prem yet, but it's gonna come. We're not playing against big number nines no more, as you rightfully said. You know what I mean? There's always these technical, all-rounded nines. So who's gonna deal with those tricky little nines? Probably a smaller player, someone that's not gonna threaten them in the air too much. Who's gonna get bullied? He's not a pushover, and it's a fact that we don't need no pushovers in that back line no more.
Exactly. You know what? Sometimes there are centre halves that are not that tall that are actually good in the air. I think Nathan Ake. If you watch Nathan Ake play, you would think he's 6'5". He's not that tall, but he's so dominant in the air. It's outrageous. And I think Martinez is the same type of player. And like you said, Cannavaro, Puyol, those guys were not tall players. But going back to what you said, Cass, about the defensive midfielder, I wouldn't want him to be the big guy, and I don't want a specialist defensive midfield player. I've said that so many times. I don't want that because we have 11 players on the pitch involved in the game, and we will be playing with the ball. So that means if you give let's say 1/10 of the team, one defensive player is in charge of defending the back four and shielding and being in charge of defense, which is not reasonable and is not doable. You are playing with 1/10 of your team missing. We want to play with the ball, so you want everybody involved in the ball. So you don't want someone to be defensively minded. You want everybody to be good with the ball, and you want everybody to defend.
I want to disagree with that. I didn't say, well, you're inclining the defensive mid can't be good on the ball and add to the team. It's a different day and age with these sixes. I'm saying we need someone that's big that's got a bit of feet so that can cover us in our deficiencies, as we were talking about earlier. That's in my opinion. We do need a specialist.
If he's big and good on the ball, well, that's great. Like Rodri is big, but Rodri's main attributes as a player is not being defensive. is being the link, being someone that actually helps and facilitates play for the others. Just like Fernandinho was, just like Busquets was, just like Jorginho is, just like Marco Verratti is, just like Ruben Neves could very well be. So the thing is, I want someone who will complement the midfield and whose task is not to be defensive, because the defense is not the responsibility of a single player. We will defend and press.
That's a fair point, yeah.
So you want all of your players to be good, to be involved in creating and building the action and the play. If he's great defensively and big, but so good on the ball, well, then you have an absolute beast of a player, and fair.
But that's what we lacked last season, is a defensive-minded player that can shield the back, the back line more time. You can see it evidently in the games and pre-season. How bad do we look when we're on the counter-attack? If that was a better team on the counter-attack today, we're getting skinned. But that's because we don't have no one. We can't play 8. You think about it though. We got Eriksen, Adam. Yeah, we got Eriksen. Let's say De Jong and them man coming in. These men are not aggressive. You're talking about someone complementing the team. We need I agree. Go on.
Two things. Just to be positive for a second. If you go back to 2019 when Oli took over, and now you look at our back four, that's basically a new back four. Something that just occurred to me. Just Malacia.
Yeah. To be fair, that's true. That's true.
Varane, Dalot, that's effectively a new back four because Dalot didn't get no game time. So, and Varane's obviously only been there for a season. So that's a new back four. That's positive. On the DM thing, Ten Hag might not want one. So
yeah, I don't think he does want one.
I don't know why we're not looking at Fabian Ruiz and them man there, man.
But you can have your preference, but he might not want one. Both of his teams were vulnerable to the counter-attack, both of them. Even his current Ajax team that he had with Alvarez, who is a bog standard DM who's got defensive qualities and doesn't contribute much to the ball, the types of things Adam doesn't like, even with him, they were still vulnerable. And it's because of the way that Ten Hag, when he's confident with his team, the amount of bodies he commits forward, you can have a big, strong DM. It might not help you. It's actually how the team works together to recover the football. That's actually more important. So if we don't get a DM, it's the way the team operates that's way more. It's just way more important for me.
It's not that I don't like the player, the defensive big type player. I'm a big fan of Matic. It's just if we play a different system with a different manager, and you have someone like Jose, someone like Simeone, well, then I would want someone like Declan Rice, for example, or those players. It just depends on how the manager wants to play. And you said, Kaz, that if we lose the ball and we get hit on the counter and we get exposed and we will get... Well, that's obvious. But if you have a very, very good defensive midfielder in that team, you will still get hit on the break. And he will still get passed through because one man cannot defend with the entire pitch. So it doesn't make much of a difference, if you're being honest. It doesn't really make much of a difference.
What are you doing, Lorden? Big up Lorden in the building. Yeah. Go on, Adam.
The thing that we all need to understand is every manager, every system has its weaknesses. All of them. It just depends on how you want to play to cover those weaknesses. And how, for example, Jose doesn't want to play with the ball because he believes that the mistakes you make when you lose it are way more costly than the defense you make, the mistakes you make without the ball. Fair enough. And Pep thinks otherwise, and Ten Hag thinks otherwise. But the downside of that is when you lose the ball and you're not drilled and disciplined enough, you are very vulnerable. So you need to balance. It's a balancing act between the weaknesses and the strength of your system. And a DM is actually putting more emphasis on being exposed on the counter than actually being able to control the whole play with the ball.
It's near, but I'm talking about it's great being great with the ball, but I'm talking, and you're talking rightfully so off the ball. But then I'm saying off the ball on corners. Why I'm saying we need someone there's one more slot in our defensive line, you could say, after Martinez, who's short. That's what I'm saying. We need. They say height's nothing, but we got to say we do need height in our DM role a little bit just to make it a little bit of a cover for our deficiencies at the same time. So I'm not saying they have to be 6'5", bro. I'm not saying they have to be 6'5", 6'4", but we need a little bit of height. We need a little bit of someone that's got a bit about themselves. Because let's face it, our team don't have a bit about them like that.
But
they don't.
I'm thinking about it. I disagree because we had height and we were still terrible defending corners.
Because we had no coaches.
No. Okay, but I think we have a problem with mobility. It's a bigger problem. You can the coaching part's true.
Aggressiveness as well.
Better set piece coach, cool, but also mobility. I think about the 2020 season when we drew that game with Southampton. Everybody was going crazy because Maguire was on marking. Nobody think about back post. Lindelof got manhandled physically, and Matic, who is tall, got beat at the near post. Like, you need mobile players who are actually aggressive. Because if you can't win the ball in the air, can you put the man off, or can you block a guy and stop him from doing his run? Sometimes the set piece game's a little bit dirty as well. So I get the hype point, but there's more than one ways to skin a cat. That's what I'm saying, Kirsten.
Absolutely.
I heard that. Go on. Super chat's one.
Yeah. NG Music says here the value of Michael Carrick. What a player. Yeah, please don't remind us, man. We're missing that right now.
So
and Nuri didn't even rate him, apparently. He said he didn't rate him, but listen. Yeah, man, he'll tell you now when he comes, man. Big up to Jack. Yeah, there you go, Nuruddin. Before I get the super chat, did you rate Michael Carrick as a player?
I understood his function, but he's not that type of profile midfielder that I like.
Yeah,
I like people who are aggressive. I like people who don't get bullied. But in terms of the cutting out the passing lanes, he was. I'm after. I remember Robson. I remember Ince. I remember Keno. I remember Nicky Butt. These mans will just wipe you out, mate. Michael Carrick never wiped anybody out. he never went to ground to tackle anybody. Listen to me. He was really good at what he did. But for me, I like feistiness, man. And Hargreaves bought that. And then look at our most successful time. Hargreaves taught all of that bite, all of that chasing people, slide tackle them, getting them off the pitch. He did that, man.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And I've got bare things in terms of looking at Michael Carrick and bare Champions League nights where he's the closest man to the goal. He's the closest man if he does something different. If he puts his body in a different way, he blocks the shot. He does something different. But in terms of passing, I think he's one of the best passers passing from our area into the middle or into the front, like whipping people in. But people sleep on Roy Keane as well. That's why when people tell me that Roy Keane wasn't all that. Best puncher passer, mate. Best puncher passer I've seen play for Man United in midfield, mate. I'm talking about puncher into feet. You know how hard that is in a game that's 90 miles an hour? So for me, it was aggressiveness. I like players who are aggressive. And welcome, Lisandro Martinez.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you the next question. Big up to Ijiro. Question to the panel. Who drops back and gets the ball from the centre-backs to the midfield? Most of our midfield go hiding. Did you watch the game today, Nuruddin? I'm going to ask you for you that question there. You know, that's what De Jong hopefully will do, but that's if we get it over the line, which
Charlie Savage did it today, second half.
Bro, Charlie Savage, you know what,
doing it.
Charlie Savage and Thingy is maybe why I think the youth might be working, because there's a different type of midfielders that we're forming now. If there's one credit I'm thinking now is that we're starting to see a bit more quality in the youth team now, which I have to give credit to whoever's involved. You know what I mean? Give credit to you, innit?
You know who.
Yeah, listen.
You know who.
Listen, we're gonna give credit to the whoever's involved here. But all I'm saying to you, we're producing better talent, though.
No, we give. We give credit to.
We always give credit, man. We always give credit.
Yeah, man.
I'm liking the youth team now.
But to me, still there are bits in the 38 season. Are they going to be the guys? I think either loan them out or keep them and play them in the Mickey Mouse Cup, man, in the League Cups and stuff.
You know what it is,
in terms of quality, to me, I like players who are comfortable on the ball, man, all day. Now, I'm not talking about techie because they have to be intelligent. And like today, you know what? Because I'm knowing him, and I remember the day where he was born. Like, I remember the day he was born, right? So it's mad for me, but I'm hard on him in terms of, like, I just DM his dad in and just say, listen, I'ma make sure that he passes. It's good to show the flash bit. It's good to have the confidence, but he can't do the flashy bits and lose the ball in the most dangerous areas because the recovery, he puts everybody in jeopardy, right? But doing it where he did today, where he did that little pirouette, like
he's loving that, man. That's his favorite move.
Yeah, do it up there. To do it up there, but don't do it in the halfway line where you haven't got the cover, people covering him. But to me, Charlie Savage, what I like about him is that they both got the maturity, the way they play, like both of them at 18. But when to play it and when to just give it easy. And Charlie Savage has that. And for me, just a midfield dynamic of somebody who's got left-footed, man. Somebody who's left-footed. I don't know what it is. He just looks better, man. When he sees
we haven't had that. When's the last time we had left-footed midfielder?
Yeah. I mean, the last cultured guy was Blind, wasn't it? Blind played there. But, yeah, it was an interesting game today. Interesting game. And I knew that everybody was going to go, Maguire's fault for the goal. I'm like, Elanga don't track his guy. The ball don't come down there. Luke Shaw was way up too far towards the pitch. And Lindelof is not aggressive enough. He needed to be aggressive there. Either cut out the ball or stay with the player. And the player put the burners on and got off him. And to me, it showed classically why to play two defenders who, in a critical moment, don't have the speed to recover. It would have been really interesting if Bailly was playing, how Bailly would have dropped maybe. Because that's what he was doing in the second half. He kept dropping. Every time they went, he was the cover defender. So he would have been interested, but you can't blame him.
What did you enjoy? What did you enjoy today, Kaz? Because there's a lot of people talking about Donny's situation. There's a lot of talking points today. Sancho played well, but what was your most impressive stuff today that you've seen?
I think how comfortable I saw a lot more patterns of play, a lot more confidence of that, and you're seeing the emotion on a team that does drop deep and sit back, which I thought was embarrassing, to be fair. You have one game and you want to do that. Come on, man, make a show for the fans. But I feel like that's what impressed me the most. Again, the same thing was bigging up Martial and all that, obviously, and for his kind of his play and everything. But the patterns of play is what made me look at him like, wow, I haven't seen this in so long. Like, I'm actually seeing them trying to do the 1-2s. They're actually trying to make triangles, actually trying. That's what really impressed me. It's just the trying of everything going on. I couldn't say much because I would like to have seen it in a way where the team was coming back at us, at times, not just counters and stuff. So on that note, I quite like the 1-2s and we're actually trying to get in behind the team. That's it. That's all I want to see, man. As a United fan, it's the fact that we're trying to implement a system. That's it for now. And then hopefully as the games go on, hopefully it becomes better and better. But there was a lot of stuff that actually disappointed me today as well at the same time.
In what way? Say it.
I think the hiding, you said it earlier, the McTominay going hiding. So it just shows he was doing the collecting against Liverpool. Then he got shifted as the 8 because he can't do it. So Fred was doing it today. Disappointing. Elanga, very disappointing. He's not taking the most of his chance. And I think he's more of a right winger for me. And I hope he comes, I hope Safi was very disappointing. Again, Donny van der Beek was very underwhelming. I have to say it. I'm a big fan of his, but he was very underwhelming. So that was disappointing. So a few of that was quite disappointing. But again, I don't want to be too negative. I'll try to stick to the positives because it's, because at the end of the day, it's a Friday. It's the day to go Jumma and everything, and I'm in a happy mood. Eriksen, Martinez, and it's a fact. It is another one. I want to say one more actually as it goes. It's when we lose the ball, it's our recovery of getting that ball. And I really like it. It's like there's a time frame. If you lose that ball, you got this much time to win it back. And I quite like that.
That's exactly what it is. I think this is the method they are using. You had like 12 seconds to get the ball back and then you get back in shape. Something like that. Maybe I'm mistaken.
He uses 3 less than Ralph, 5 seconds. Ralph, the 8 seconds. 10 hugs, 5 seconds.
Something like that. Yeah.
Upgrade.
What did you like? What did you like, Adam? Before I go to Danny and then Nuruddin. What did you like, Adam? And what did you didn't like?
I didn't watch it today, so I've only watched the second half against Liverpool, or not much more actually. So I will trust you guys. I will trust your opinion because I'm not subscribed, of course, to MUTV for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course. What about you, Danny? Then. What you liked and what you didn't like, and be honest when you do it as well.
So, I'm looking forward to us playing away from home against teams like Brighton and West Ham, teams that will at least attack in moments in it. Because the way Ten Hag, every time in the first games, Adam didn't see it. Every single time we attacked Liverpool, we had a 4-on-4. Every single time, sometimes 5-on-4. Because Ten Hag takes that risk. He loses 2 centre backs and 1 midfielder outnumbered by the front line. And again, because he doesn't play through the midfield, it's not an issue. As soon as we punch that ball through, we outnumber the opposition defence, innit? Today was a work in progress, man. What I did like is that the team kept at it. They kept recycling the ball. They kept trying to play. Yeah. And then the last sort of 10, 15 minutes of the first half, we put our foot on their necks, innit? Fred is playing that pass between the lines more. Like, as nice as Dan and Savage in the second half, they retained the ball a lot. So there was no danger because they kept it, but they never punched that pass through. Fred made mistakes, but when he punched that pass through, you see the benefits of it. So that's what I enjoyed. Also, in the first 2 games, anyone who thinks Bruno can't play for Ten Hag, if you can't see in these first 2 games, Is Bruno's not going to
have. But then the problem is though, Danny.
Under 10 hard.
What side do you prefer? Do you prefer being a volume player or a player who is going to play the system but not be as effective?
It's just about balance. Bruno's game just needed tweaking. To quote Neji, who says it best, he just needs patience. That's it. Patience. When you have that thought to go direct the first opportunity, don't. Just
exactly.
Don't.
Exactly. That's a very good point.
And in the first game, he came deep in the first 45 minutes. He came deep twice in 45 minutes in the first game. This game is different. Low block settings, of course. And that switch to Sancho was always on. So he knows that switch is on. So Ten Hag has told Sancho, you stay wide. And Bruno knows that switch is on. And whenever Sancho was narrow, Bruno would just recycle it. He wasn't forcing anything. So, I think Bruno will be fine. I do need to see Donny play with the adults, though. Because playing with the kids...
This is what I need to talk about next. Danny, you perfectly segued in, because I'm going to ask Nourdin that question. Big up to Ailin Tenno, Iqbal and Savage with the Cruyff turns. Yeah, man, we love to see it, man. We love to see it, bro. And big up to Ijiro, man, becoming a member of the channel. Guys, if you want to become a member of the channel, press the join button, man. Help support the channel. There's over 900 of you here. I want you to guys support every single channel. United Real Therapy, Trafford Tunnel, Never a Foul. And make sure you go follow Danny and Adam on their Twitter accounts. And yeah, man, just get the likes up, people, man. Nearly 900 of you here. Noureddin, there's a lot of people that's talking about Donny. You know what I mean? I even pulled up Tom McDermott, man. He came in for him, man. I said to him, bro, come on, man. Tom, man, what's going on, man? I thought you were a Donny fan, man. Everybody's going in on him. This is the analysis I'm giving on Donny van der Beek. He hasn't played consistent football for 2 years, yeah? He hasn't been able to build up that form. And also, for me, he hasn't played, like Danny said, with the big G's, man. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't, like, made it onto the first team yet. Like, he needs time with the first team, Noureddin.
Yeah.
Look at this here. They're saying sell him. Can't make excuses. I think that's harsh, man.
That's
harsh, man.
No, listen. People are going to run agenda and let them run agenda, innit? Like, it's ridiculous to judge him off just that. What I liked about the game, I'll answer that more importantly. So, listen, people are going to agendas. I'm not here to change people's minds, innit, right? But what I liked about the game, the recycling, obviously it's really difficult to play against 2 backs of 4. If you know about football, you know that it's easy to organize. If you haven't got that much quality, it's easy to organize 2 backs of 4 and maybe 10 players behind the ball. It's easier to organize that and then to work out to be an attacking team and to play in a shape and to go for it. That takes a lot more work. But getting people to cut out passing lanes, to try to stop. What I liked about it, I think it took us about 25 minutes, half an hour, when we started to realize the ball needs to go out wide.
Yeah.
And we were using Sancho. Today, we play through Sancho. I thought even in terms of creativity, we play through Sancho because everything he did, whether he was out wide, he was affecting the game, whether he was coming in and just having that one touch, getting it back and then trying to create and punch it into people's feet. He was doing that. Alanga, I thought you were a bit too harsh there, bro. Like in terms of what you were thinking about Alanga, because at the end of the day, when you're a young player and you've got basically a winger, a midfielder, and a fullback, 3, like you ain't gonna get through. I thought that we could have played the ball earlier. I thought the passing rhythm, I thought could have been a lot quicker because that's how you destabilize. You don't. What I liked about it, it took us a time, so about 30-something minutes, for us to go from left to right, right to left, and recycling the ball. Other than that, just try to punch it in all of the time through the middle. I think we didn't move the ball on the left-hand side as quicker as I like to. And when people are set, all you're doing is giving the ball back. So Ilanga, it was more about the team not passing the ball quick enough than actually about his own performance.
He was caught out, though, Noureddin.
No, he did. Listen, he was sleeping. And that was the first goal.
Sorry, when the ball would come left, he'd be too narrow.
Yeah.
Shaw would get the ball. So this is what would happen. He's not watching the pattern to play on the other side properly. And I've seen a few of the young boys do this in the first game as well. So we'd be too narrow. So when the ball gets recycled, Shaw would get it because Shaw would be inside and there's no option. So Shaw would just do what Shaw does, take some touches. And then at that point, Alanga comes wide, you're easy to mark. The fullback.
I don't think he's a left winger either, though, man.
At times, I thought that he wanted to come in and make the run in too quickly, too much too inside. He was doing that, and I was just thinking, you know what, stay outside. But it's about somebody talking to him and saying, you know what, stay out there, out there, and just be patient. be patient.
I think intelligence-wise, he needs to improve. Yeah,
I mean, I think he had one or twice where one time he got fouled, the other time he got past him, where he had the one-on-one situation out wide, and that's what we would try to create that one-on-one where the defense stretch because you've switched the play. But we are missing somebody who can pass the ball, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna lie and sit here, man.
Nolan, can I just bring this up about Elanga as well? This work rate thing's becoming a bit of a myth. He seems to like to press, but the amount of goals are really cool where he's not tracking back. I don't know if it's concentration. Maybe it's not a work rate thing, but
he did it last year against
another team goal where I'm like, oh, Elanga again. It's him again. From the front, not doing what he's supposed to do, and the domino effect happens, and everyone.
It was an easy one too. He got beaten. It was a very basic, easy one too.
Yeah,
and he should know better. He should read it already and stand on the player. So the ball, they can't play that ball. They would have played it more inside to the central areas.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ronald Jacob here says, honestly, I don't want to see Maguire in the team anymore. I am done with this guy. I want to see Zidane and Savage play with the first team instead of McSauce. McFred is done for me. Maguire and McFred out.
I think that's a bit harsh on Fred, to be fair.
You know, the only thing that I would say to that is the fact that I genuinely believe Maguire is going to start at the beginning of the season. Because did you see today he was played on the right-hand side?
But he's normally on the left, though.
Yeah, but he played on the right-hand side. So Varane being injury-prone, he's becoming an injury-prone now. Yeah, he is becoming an injury-prone. And Saeed, I told you, the only thing that I was worried about Varane,
I know, man,
too many of those fucking injuries. I was worried about
Leeds game, man. I got two gas, man.
Too many of those injuries, man. And that's why I was only saying that Real Madrid don't let some of these players go unless something's going on, man. And then maybe it's a lifestyle thing, maybe it's a posture thing, maybe because he's not that old. So these niggles that he's getting, they keep happening too much. And a lot of it is a lifestyle. Do yoga, man. Do Pilates. Iron it out, man. Iron it out. You need to do nowadays. You got the sports science is so good. Honestly, you see specialists.
It could just be just football, though. The amount of football he's played since is what when he broke through at Real Madrid. He's played since then 19. What do you think? Adam, you disagree, Adam?
He was a squad player into his early 20s, though. He was covering for Pepe and Ramos. He didn't really become.
Oh yeah, to be fair, he was. To be fair,
24, I want to say 24, 25. That's when he really broke into that team.
The only thing that makes me about Maguire is that when we're going high-risk football, he might be subbed. He might be subbed and bring on Varane, somebody who's got more quicker than him. But the way that today, what I saw, I was like, who's going to play on the right? Even before the lineup came out, I was thinking, if Maguire starts today, who's going to play on the right? And it was. So that means Martinez is going to go left.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I genuinely do think Lindelof is a better player than Maguire, me personally. That's just me.
Yeah. Smoky Settings says here, Mandem, who's playing in the cam role for you? Adam, you go first with that one.
Well, you know how I feel about Bruno, to be honest, and how I feel about Eriksen. I rate Eriksen higher than I rate Bruno. So I would give it to Eriksen. But as I said earlier, I think all the places in the starting 11 are up for grabs this season. So whoever plays and whoever suits the team the most will get the spot. But for me, like based on what I know from what I saw in previous seasons, it's Donny van de Beek and Eriksen and then Bruno. They are both ahead of him, if you ask me personally. Donny van de Beek, because we know him and we know that he played for Ten Hag. And he scores a lot of goals, Donny van de Beek. He scores a lot of goals because he come in a bit like that player by Munich.
Thomas Muller.
Thomas Muller, exactly. That's the same sort of role a bit. You don't know exactly where he is, but he just comes into the right space, creates space. There's a German word for that, the right multiplier, who just creates space and vacates it and Donny van de Beek fits that profile very well. Eriksen, I just think he's a very, very good player as well. And Bruno, like Danny said earlier, he needs to be patient. He needs to not get triggered by movement, because if you think about Bruno, the moment he receives the ball, he turns over and he sees, for example, Matic 15 yards away, clear, simple pass, or he sees Elanga making a run 40 yards, he will make the pass to Elanga. When the right pass is actually to Matic, from Matic to Dalot and to whoever there, and then you build and you keep the ball. So my problem with Bruno is basically inhibition, self-control. can you behave? Can you just keep it under control? And then if he can get that done, maybe we have a good player there. Who knows?
Before you come in, Lurden, yeah, absolutely. Before you come in, De Jong has flown out to Barcelona. If he's so good, why is no one else after him? Listen, it's not about that. It's about Barcelona giving him his money back. That's what it's about, man. And Ronald Jacob is still not happy, man. He's saying, how am I being harsh on Fred? Let me remind you of the preseason payload for United Pereira. Please don't forget how Brighton and smaller clubs bust us in the last whole season. McFred needs to go, man. Nordy, you definitely concur with that one. Fred needs to go in it, like, you know what I mean? Let's be real. But
no, listen, you know what? Yeah. Listen, today actually we saw McTominay playing as their number 8, box-to-box number 8. And it actually was quite good. He was quite efficient, quite effective. He had a couple of shots outside of the box. He could have done a lot more with it. But one of them goals got us back in the game was a deflection. So when you see Scott McTominay in that role, he's a lot better because you're not restricting him and getting him to do something that he's not used to doing. He's not used to doing. To me, it'd be a coaching miracle to teach them both about awareness and about scanning. It'd be a effing miracle to say for the first time, let the ball run across them. Other than always worrying, let me get my first touch right, and then look down and then, you know, the skip that McTominay does. Like, give the ball, stop, don't run it to me, give it to me, punch it to me. They don't know that punching, but they're trying, both of them. That's one thing I've noticed in both games. McTominay was trying that passes where he fizzes it into the last third, you know what I mean, just on the other side of the halfway line. And Fred was doing that today. They weren't getting it right. They just, for me, the percentage of passes they make, the amount they get wrong,
but
the amount they get wrong.
That's an awful comment. That's an awful comment.
No, hold on, Narrator. What's going on today with this Donny hit? Where's this come from?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all over the timeline. It's everywhere, man. I don't know what's going on.
This has come out. This is shocking me. Like, where's this coming from? Yeah. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand.
No, I do.
You know why, Danny? Because he didn't do a pirouette on the ball. he didn't do an everybody. He didn't drop a shoulder and get past somebody. He didn't do that. So that means if you don't do that to the majority of the fan base, if you don't do one big piece of skill, you're not.
That's true, you know. We're easily pleased.
I've got concerns for Donny, but it's nothing to do with the quality. Like, he could be another Kagawa, where basically
Mkhitaryan as well.
Think about the way Donny plays. Donny's at the mercy of the team. If the players are not on his wavelength, right, and as soon as he pops it off, the next phase of play, they need to do the right thing so he gets involved again. If they do the wrong thing, he's not involved. He's popped it off. You don't see him for 5 minutes. So that's the only issue with Donny, is that he's a team player, and if the team ain't working right, you're not going to see the best of him. It's as simple as that. And that's how I felt about Kagawa. Kagawa had intelligent, two-footed, passing, vision, crossing, shooting, everything. But just the Premier League itself and the fact that we weren't a good team, he just couldn't impact football matches. And that's the only thing that could hurt Donny. But that's it. And even our most technical players, they're direct. Like, I saw a video today, somebody was doing some Donny prop of players not giving him the ball. Like, Donny here, giving the ball. Donny making a run, not getting the ball. In that clip, a lot of the time, it was Martial. Because Martial.
It was the same today as well, though. It was the same today. He made runs and he got ignored. He made runs behind. He got ignored.
That's what I'm saying. Because even Sancho can play combinations. Of course he can, but he's direct. Bruno, direct. Rashford, direct. Like, so the team, he needs De Jong badly. Yeah. And he needs those players to understand, when I make this run, you give me the ball. Ten Hag needs to.
I'm not being funny. He had Diallo in front of him, Rashford on the left, who's been very underwhelming, as we know, and he had Chong, out of all people, on the right-hand side. What's he going to do?
Yeah, it's true. Someone said Donny hate is mostly Bruno fans. Listen, I've got a couple of super chats I want to read out. Ronald Jacobs says, Maxaw's passing the ball forward with 2 defenders in front of him, and the forward had nowhere to go. I am defending my stance on McFred to go by the whole season. Maxaw's just bunny hops.
You were just down that. You were dying that hill alone, then, boy.
Yeah.
What was that?
Contra saying here, why are we talking for De Jong? Clearly, the guy doesn't want us unless Barcelona pay him. We just don't know what. Why don't we just go for Tielemans, half the price? Tielemans and Neves. And then one more here, I think.
No, I don't want Neves.
Was that it?
I don't want Neves. Yeah. No, you got 16 far.
Yeah, Aslan. Is this Aslan? Yeah, this one here. Let's be all honest. Take talent aside, you look at McTominay play, and even today's clear as day his brain hasn't got a clue. Today, listen, why is it, everyone's got some mad energy? I'm just chilled about preseason, like, Aslan, big up to you, bro. But why is everyone's mad, man? Everyone's angry today. Nuruddin, calm them down, man. What's wrong with you? Give them some of your ologies. Like, make sure people, if you want to go to a channel, for therapy, go and check out United Real Therapy. If you want, Nuruddin, you need to open up your shop, man. Open it up, man, and let the people come in because they need to let the stress out, man. Nuruddin, what's going on, man?
You know what? I'm actually enjoying it. It's really mad that I'm enjoying the snippets of what I can see what they've worked on. So it's mad that people are already getting personal. I think a lot of the people have got PTSD from last season.
I've got it.
It's the after effects. It's the after effects, man. And people just need to, you know what? We shouldn't police. They need to let it out before the season starts. I think.
But you know what it is, though? Let me ask you a question, though, guys. Adam, I'm going to come to you first. This pre-season, because it's so kind of like it's out there and people are taking the piss out of Nunes now. I feel like social media now it's about what you do wrong, innit? It's about what you do wrong now, innit? So if you do something bad in a preseason game, you're gonna get scrutinized at them, and that's just the nature of the beast, innit? You play for Man United.
Exactly. It's just I don't get the energy as well. I swear, because everybody was fuming about our team last season doing the wrong things, and now we have players like Donny and the young players as well doing very simple right things, and they are getting slated as well. So what do they need to do now? Because I don't have an issue with a player not performing to the very best of his abilities if he's trying to do the right thing. So that's why I can cut some slack to Matic for a poor performance, because he always tries to do at least the right thing. You will never see Matic dribbling past 3 players or 4 players. When Martial has a poor game, he will just keep it moving and make passes. When Rashford has a poor game, he will try to dribble past 5 players. And I'm much more critical of someone who does the wrong thing than someone who is poor doing the right thing. And now I think we need to cut some slack to the players. New system, new man. Some slack to some extent, of course, because they've been a disgrace, let's face it. But new system, new coaching, new setup, come on now. And as Danny said, Donny van de Beek depends very much on the players surrounding him, because he will not take the ball and shoot or make some weird wild cross or some. No, he will just keep the ball moving. And he's one of those players that you don't notice him as much during the games. When if you take him out of the team, you see the team start to dysfunction. And I like those players. I like the players like Carrick, like Donny, like Matic, who, when they play, nothing stunning. Remove them out of the team, take them off of the team, and all of a sudden start to go badly. And Martial is the same thing for me, because the players surrounding him, the Bruno, Greenwood, and Rashford, they all stop playing well the moment he starts playing, because you need someone to facilitate the play for the others. And I just don't get this energy, as you said, Saeed. People are frustrated with the window, so I get that. I get it, it's fine. And we are not spending as much as we would like to spend, and there's some
absolutely.
You know what else is? People hype up mediocrity so much, and I hate it, and I don't get it. I really don't get it. Like, why, bro? And they always want to downplay the players that are actually quite good because of an agenda. We all got our separate agendas. Don't get me wrong, but if we want to keep it to a buck, I just don't get why we keep hyping up mediocrity, especially at Man United. Why does we have to suffer with that? I don't know, man.
Big up to Ilintelo, LFC 85 million for Darwin Ings. Listen, man, I don't want to say anything until the Liverpool game finishes and then he has a stinker. That's when I'm going to come for Darwin Nunes. But right now, I'm holding it back because August, I'm there on the East Stand, level 2, and if he's celebrating in my face, I can't do that, Nuruddin. So, guys, man, hold it back, man. But listen, it is what it is, man.
We're in a space doing the math here. Like, I'm getting onto this guy. I'm quoting, because everyone's quoting 100 mil, even though it's in euros. I'm quoting Naira. He costs 41 billion Naira. That's how much Darwin Nunes costs. So I'm getting onto him. That's the numbers I'm going to be quoting if he flops.
Oh my God, man. McFred has 2 goals. Don't blame me for PTSD, as I know that with 2 games, Glazers will tell Ten Hag that McFred is good and we don't need more midfielders. Imagine Zidane and Savage look better than McFred. You know what, though, Nuruddin? Worst comes to worst, if we don't get De Jong, do you think Ten Hag will go and buy him another midfielder, or he will stick with what he's got?
We have to have a plan B. We have to have a plan B.
But this is Man United, though.
No, we have to have a plan B. We have to. We have to have plan B, because for me, I can't see that all season, man. I'm sorry. They're not the players that are going to fit into his system in the way he wants to play. They're not. Even though today he gave freedom to Scott McTominay, you know, you're going to need somebody who can scan. You're going to need somebody who knows. Who's, both of them are so easy. You can shake them off the ball, get the ball off them. Well, all the physicality people talk about Scott McTominay, he's one of the easiest person to press and to get the ball off, because he doesn't know how to hide it. Technical, far more technical player, so that's no shame on him. Pogba can't hide the ball unless he's up the pitch. You know, Pogba was playing in midfield, he couldn't hide the ball. He had no awareness. He's too much looking down. And it's the same with Fred as well. That first touch, man, still.
It's like rolling dice, isn't it? It's like rolling dice with Fred.
That first touch, man. So for me, when you're having that and you expect the movements and the recycling and the possession game you want to play, I can't see it. That's why Eriksen assigned. There will be times where Eriksen, if De Jong comes, De Jong, Donny van de Beek will always be on the pitch. They will be on the pitch together. They will.
What would you rather have, Lordin? Eriksen or McTominay in that midfield?
Eriksen, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No, but I thought you were going to say about maybe the mobility of Eriksen.
No. On the ball, we're talking about on the ball, but like you said, like we have to get better at the pressing. We have to get better at stopping the ball at a source before it gets into our midfield, before we get counter-attacked.
Midfielders are for me the scariest bit, Nordin, man. I'm gonna lie to you, man. It's looking scary. It's scary, man.
It's been. Man United don't want to do anything about it. Trust me. I tell people all the time, a row of Facebook status, every year it comes up as a reminder.
I remember that, yeah.
I walked back from that stadium, we smashed Arsenal 8-2, and I'm writing, can you get Lisandro Diarra and Schneider, please?
I still say you want Schneider. We're still after him. We're still after Schneider.
No, man's roly-poly now, but he's still out seeing
I don't forget about Nico Gaetan as well, man. We've been in for him since day.
Man. But De Jong might be the next one, man. Bloody hell, mate. This guy, man.
Listen, Barca will have to settle this, but it's incredible how they're allowed to do that now. Now they're going to sign. It's like they're allowed to do it. La Liga, honestly, they've brown envelope some sort of La Liga, because how you got all these players, it's still they've not registered Kessie. They're still not registered. What's the other guy as well that they signed?
Now they're blaming it on De Jong.
Cristiano.
Rafinha.
Yeah. No, and before that, the centre half.
Kessie and Cristiano.
Yeah, Cristiano.
Yeah.
What? Christina? You mean Christensen?
Cristiano, bro.
What do you call him? Cristiano.
Yeah. Cristiano, Kessie biscuits.
Christina's tougher than Linda. If you know Linda.
It is facts. More aggressive. Yeah, more aggressive on the challenge.
Yeah.
But they've not registered them. They can't register them yet. It's just mad.
I agree.
I've seen stuff with Lewandowski, and there's another bid about somebody else. Have you seen this stuff with Bernardo Silva?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about it. You know, they're apparently gonna get him, but that's relying on the Man United money. So hopefully, let's just, you know what I mean? Let's get that quick.
You know what? The young thing's gonna run. It'll happen.
I'm waiting CFC with you.
Man United have to
wait and see.
Man United have to have plan B. That's my only thing.
The unfortunate thing is, like I said this from day one, the moment he picked De Jong as the target and the club backed that, and they should, like, you're on Barcelona's time. It's as simple as that. You're not considering anything. Barcelona and De Jong, they're the ones.
They're such dickheads, bro. We're giving them more money as well.
Think about Castro.
Yeah, but you know what?
On the Spanish side, all of the PR they do, all of the contradictions, not one article, they've covered all the possibilities. He could stay, reduce his salary, blah, blah, blah. Not a single word, not a single article about Barcelona paying him. Not one. There's not a single line.
They're war criminals, bro.
They don't want to pay him. And listen, the club need to either ride it out or bust a move and pivot and go.
It'll be so embarrassing if we don't get him. You know that. I'm not even joking. I don't think I'll literally take a week of streaming. I'll be done.
Listen, they might not get. I'm hearing they might not get a forward either. Don't be surprised. The Glazers.
Of course.
Apparently, all of a sudden, there's less. I don't think Man United fans understand who our owners are. Don't underestimate these people. Do not underestimate them. They're scumbags.
Well, I try to tell people, and people tell me I'm negative.
I keep telling people, after they spent $1 billion, they spent over $1 billion to get to this point. If you think someone didn't tell them you can get the same dividend spending less money, don't underestimate these people.
Listen. Yeah, go on, Adam.
It's embarrassing if we don't get Frankie de Jong, I don't think it's as embarrassing as it was before we knew that Barcelona owed him 15 million, 17 million. Because at the time I would have said, just give him the money and get it done. But now they agreed on the fee. The problem is just them being criminals, like I said. Like, how can you be unable to pay your employees and then you're hiring?
If he goes on tour, is that it? Is that it for you, Kaz? If he goes on tour?
No. Because I've seen players go on tour and then they literally jet straight back out where after they get something happen. So I'm not too bothered about that. It would be nice to see if he stayed back though. It would be like, no, I don't want to go on tour. I want the move. Give me my flipping money. But the fact is, if we don't go on tour with him, apparently they don't give him the money. So I think that might be
you can't say that. That's why everybody, him and his agent, constantly telling him, I'm staying at Barcelona. Because the moment he says, I'm gone,
he don't get the money. Yeah. Someone highlighted that yesterday as well, yeah. And with this whole I'm not being funny. There's a whole reason why it's getting called frankly too long now, yeah. Because it's the fact that we've taken 2 months to get this guy over the line.
Frankly too long. I like that one. Where did you hear that from?
I heard it from somebody yesterday, you know. No, I heard it on a terrace. Terry told me. He told me, frankly too long. It came on apparently TalkSport. Someone phoned in and called it frankly too long. I swear, I was crying. Yeah. And then I just been running with the
talk shite, man. Can I just read the super chat 1 second?
Okay, go.
Sell McFred and Maguire for a good Nando's and peanuts. Watch how Martinez will struggle to play ahead of Maguire because Glazers don't want to look like bums as they paid 80 million for a fridge. Get them all out, he's saying. All 3 out, man. Listen, the biggest agenda on Maguire and Fred is Ronald Jacob. They got to see Ronald Jacob.
Yo, trust me,
go on, Danny.
But you know what? That's happened before in top flight football. A man that you paid 80 million pounds for, not holding bench. So that's going to be very interesting, man. Teams, owners, directors of football, club managers have all interfered in the coach to say, listen, we bought this guy for this money. You're playing him. Yeah. That's happened. And if you don't think that will happen, then you need to go and smell some coffee somewhere, man. Trust me, or maybe something stronger. That happens.
You know what it is, Nuruddin, as well. It's like imagine if you do have a miss. Imagine your missus buying you or your wife buying you like an expensive sweater. You don't like it, but you're going out. Yeah, it's like, why are you not wearing a sweater? It's like she gives you the look, and you're like, okay, I'm putting on a sweater. No, even if I don't want to, but you got to. You've got no choice. It's the same thing.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even said to the managers. It's not said to the managers. It's just a name might be brought up in a meeting. Is Maguire all right?
Exactly.
He's good. He doesn't fit. Oh, okay. And that's it. That's all it is. So people think this is all explicit. Like, you must play this. It don't work like that at this level, at this politicking inside football structures and football in football. It don't happen like that. You've got to play the guy. Nobody explicitly comes out and says that. Like, nobody. What it's insinuating. It's just like, it's the vibe, it's the mood. And as a manager, you know, and as a coach, you know.
It's true.
At certain football clubs, actually, those guys, the most expensive players, have the phone numbers of the directors, the presidents, the owners. They have their phone numbers. So that's how.
It's a good question. This one. Did Cavani leave yet? You know what? That's a good one. You know what I mean? I actually don't know if he's left yet. Like,
he left ages ago, didn't it?
No, but you know what? My guy checked out the season before, bro.
Exactly. And also, I want to say, Jesse Lingard, man, shame, man. Don't go to that. The what do you call it? Yeah, man. You still got career, man. Don't go for the money, man, Jesse. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not one of the persons.
Can you blame him though, Saeed? If my guy,
I think it's a shame, man. He's still got time to play, man. What's he running for the money for already, man?
Where's he linked with?
I think he's going to the Saudi, innit? Where's he going?
You know the problem. So
David honestly reported it.
Sidebar, aside from the big clubs, this whole free transfer get a bigger wage thing because of COVID. Clubs ain't doing it. But some free transfers are finally. And Jesse Lingard might just be a Man United do or die type situation for him as well, isn't it?
Yeah, you know what? I think they will try to find a way to go behind financial fair play. So maybe he will sign for Newcastle and then some Saudi team will buy him for 150 million or something like that to make the money look.
Where's that Saudi money from Newcastle? I haven't seen that oil money anywhere.
Well, listen, hopefully they don't get it, man. But Danny, don't speak too soon, man. You're gonna get it.
I just want to check in with you guys, because like at the start of the window, nobody was expecting De Jong, innit? Right? We just wanted it to be functional. Give me a DM, another central midfielder, that fits the system is the right.
No, I wanted what Ralph Rangnick wanted. So
first contract players, etc. Like Ralph Rangnick was saying. Now the expectation's been raised to De Jong. If the plan B is now a Tielemans, Neves, how are you guys going to feel?
Neves, I'm going to flip the script, bro. If he's not De Jong, I don't want it.
Listen, I'll take Tielemans, but I'm not taking Neves.
Neves, man. Neves over Tielemans every day.
No.
Every day of the weekend.
Neves over Tielemans. Neves over Tielemans. Yeah.
So I think Tielemans still got a ceiling to get better, right? Neves, for me, so passive. I can't believe it. I watched him in that for Portugal as well.
He bossed us in the midfield. Him and Martinez bossed us.
I'm allergic to passive footballers. I'm allergic to
who benefits the team more though? I think Neves benefits our team a lot more than another 8.
Neves, yeah.
But I'm not paying 100 million for him.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah? I'm not gonna lie to you. We can find one of these African origin brothers in a French league, in a German league, in a Portuguese. We could find one of these guys who can do that and more aggressive, more of the engine, more aggressive than Neves. I'm sorry to say about this.
Kamara,
Adam.
But he's not aggressive.
Like Kawadio Kone. Get me him, man.
Adam, I'm going to ask you a question, Adam. Have you ever watched him and thought, you know what, he's dictating today? I haven't. Not one game.
Every time I watch Neves, I'm like, what's a player? Take him in a heartbeat. And you know what? Like you said, it's a matter of preferences. Like you were not the biggest Carrick fan. So it makes sense that you won't be a big Neves fan. Just because of stylistically. And that's okay. That's okay. Just tend to perform.
Listen, I understand the preference, but genuinely, I don't like passive footballers. And man,
I hear you.
Our squad is full of passive footballers.
I'm usually with you, but for centre backs, for central midfielders, I'm taking someone if they got quality. So Neves, he's not assertive, but the quality of pass he can execute is like a different universe to you know who. So
absolutely,
and defensively, way better than people appreciate.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you now. I'll take Ward-Prowse before I take Neves.
Who?
I think
Ward-Prowse. I don't think he's that bad. Ward-Prowse.
I'm telling you,
Ward-Prowse.
Oh yeah, he's aggressive.
Oh.
I would. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would take him. Not every time.
Do me a favor.
Listen to me.
Hold on, wait. Wait. Go and Justy. Can you send in some fish and chips? No.
Guys, I'm gonna have to wrap up. No, I'm wrapping up.
Listen, that's
I'll get your last point.
People from where we're from in East Africa, that's what they gave us anyway. That's what they call us, fish and chips. But anyway,
yeah, that's what they did call it.
The biggest thing for me is this year. Those two who play for the two players who play for midfield for Southampton would absolutely look incredible for Man United. That Spanish brother and Ward-Prowse. I'm telling you, they look for Man United than Romeu, yeah.
Oh. Because the manager is
Romeu, for me, my opinion, Romeu scans, Romeu smells danger, Romeu gets rid of people and puts in a challenge. And Ward-Prowse can pick that ball, pass it, ping it to places.
But you thought the same about Schneiderlin.
Far more, listen to me, far more aggressive than Neves.
We thought the same about Schneiderlin, but look how that worked out, man.
Not Schneiderlin. No, I'm not about Schneiderlin, man.
We thought the same thing.
That guy came to Man United, and literally the shirt weighed on him.
Yeah, I know. Let me just get these super chats in before we wrap up, man. Big up to contract, straight swap Maguire for Tielemans. Listen, it is what it is, man. Nathan Rex, big up to you. De Jong don't want to come to Man United because De Jong don't want to come to Man United. It's not about the 17 mil. You can't blame him. Move to next. That's cap.
I'm sorry. Let me say this.
Respect
no grown man.
Man said 17 million.
No grown man who's supposed to earn 14 million euros one year, then earned 3 to help his football. Listen, no grown man is leaving 17 million pound on the table.
No. You took 17 million away from me, and we get.
And by the way, you've already made the money. You sacrificed it to help this club, and now they want to throw you out. Listen, as much as I want the player, just as a man, I understand where it's coming from. I'm not
absolutely. Listen, we're gonna wrap it up there, people. We had like 900 people throughout the whole show. Listen, lit show, my debate show. I told you this is the Friday debate show, man. This is the best debate show on YouTube right now. So make sure you get involved, people. And also, guys, I don't know how many likes we're on. We're not even past 400, man. Again, man, I don't know what you guys are doing, man. It's not so easy just to like the video. Like, come on, man.
Aside, if I was you, I would just stop the show, bro. Just go as a screen by yourself and don't say nothing for 2 minutes. Like, until I get a certain amount of likes, man. I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, man. Guys, get the likes up, people. And then also, we're just going to go around to everybody, shout their channels. Kaz, let them know what you're doing, what your channel register to.
Subscribe to Trafford Tunnel, where you find me, Ty, Haj, Statman Bain, Saeed as well, and so forth and so forth. So do subscribe to that, and also Never a Foul, which is the generic show, more like top 6 kind of stuff, not just top 6, but even just things in general. So do subscribe to there, which are going to be live in about 2 hours. So yeah, man, good stuff.
Absolutely, Adam, man, big up to you, man. Thanks for coming on, bro. Where can they find you?
A pleasure as always. On your show and on Twitter. And I will start to go again on Rant's channel as well. Just it's been a very mad few weeks, so I'm not so sure still about my schedule. But yeah, Twitter mostly.
Absolutely. Danny, man, who are you gonna hot up on the spaces, man? Anyone you hotting up on the spaces? What's going on?
I was hotting up people today because again, they blame Maguire for a goal. I'm like, did you see what happened? So catch me on Twitter explaining why. Goals are conceded because lots of players make mistakes, not just one. I'm also, you can catch me on Never a Foul. Cass didn't mention me, but I do appear with Cass on Never a Foul. Why? Straight disrespect. Didn't mention that I do streams every now and again.
I like for like energy what you said at the start of the show, man. Never big up Cass. Remember that one. Never a good day.
You know what? You put a hat back on. How about that? Put your hat back on, Cass. How about
that? Absolutely.
You mean absolutely? Is my hair that bad?
No, it's calm. It's calm.
You know what it is?
I always to say absolutely.
Listen, I always thought he was bald. He used to wear a hat. I thought he was bald, and then I saw the hair, and I can't get over it. I just imagined it was a bald man, and it not that. It's nice hair, surprisingly, actually. To be fair to him. Sorry, carry on.
Thank you.
No, it's all good, but it's all good. And he's asking what the spaces. The spaces, people, is on Twitter. So go follow Danny on there, Devil in the Details, and then
you'll see that icon flashing. Saeed hides from the spaces for some reason. I don't know why. Or he's just too busy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not a space guy, man. I don't know. You know what it is? I'm just not a space guy. I don't think it's a toxic. I just feel like for me, I don't know what it is, man. I don't feel like I get my point across the way I can do on here.
But this is them two spaces are calm. Yeah. I'm not joking. Them two spaces are relaxed. It's the other ones I can't deal with it, bro. It's too shameless for my liking, man. And it's not structured enough. That's why it's called Mr. Structure. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But Mr. Structure, United Real Therapy, when you next live, man, you need to start uploading.
You know what? Tomorrow we're gonna go live tomorrow, man.
Okay, cool.
We'd like to sum up Saturday, innit? Saturday's check out the news that comes out on Saturday. And then we'll be discussing tomorrow all about Frankie de Jong, what's happening, talk about welcoming Eriksen, Lisandro. Talking a bit about the tour. A little bit. Yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, this Instagram link there, is a competition, people. I'm giving away 1 free ticket to the Leeds game. Listen, this is a big game. Norin, tell him, man, this is a massive game. Leeds, 18th of September. You guys can win a chance, so you can fly over the world if you want to. This ticket is secured for 1 person. All you got to do is go on the Instagram post there and go on that link, and then you'll find all the details. So I'm giving away 1 free ticket, and you're going to be sitting next to me as well. So we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to enjoy the game, and you know what I mean? We're gonna make sure it's going to be
be on the vlog. So, be on the match.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, man. So anyone that wants to come, you're going to have a free ticket. The announcement for the announcement will be 8 p.m. on Monday. I will announce the winner of the competition. Get involved, people, man. Listen, it's not often sometimes you get something for free. So make sure you get involved. And just a kind of thing that to give back and that. So yeah, man, get involved with that one. And yeah, man, we're out, people. I'll catch you on Sunday, people. Take care. Bye-bye.